So, hallo. Heute stelle ich mich wieder mal dieser Herausforderung und ja, schauen wir mal, wie weit wir heute kommen. Super toller Entry, oder? So, ach je. Ich habe eigentlich gedacht, weil ich habe was übersehen, aber ja, müssen wir halt durch. So.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
So. Weg. Uff.
Down. This dagger looks different.
So. Geh weg.
What's the matter with you?
Okay. Hallo, Cat.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
Ja.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Könnte sein. Das kann ich schon wieder nicht. Ja.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Also ich kann es mir fast nicht verkneifen.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Tja, jetzt habe ich eine Investigation irgendwie versäumt. Flixt. Na, auf zur Buchhandlung. Oh, das sieht nicht gut aus. War wohl schon jemand vorher da.
Where is the bookseller?
Höchstwahrscheinlich nicht mehr anwesend. Höchstwahrscheinlich gesterbt.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Na, da hat der Freud sei Freud. Schenken. Okay. Geschichte von Darkwater. Okay. Sonst noch was? Irgendwas Interessantes. Kunst und Krempel. Ah.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Sag mal, wie viele Bände gibt's denn davon? kann ich auch brauchen. Der Typ muss ein Gedächtnis haben wie ein Elefant. Biology. Trotzdem kein Okkultismusbuch. Ach, verdammt. War doch auch noch was. Grammophon. Was hat's mit den Dingern eigentlich auf sich?
What happened here?
Ah,
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
hier.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Ziemlich.
To whom does this footprint belong?
Überhaupt barfuß. Finde ich ulkig. So, da geht's nicht rein.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Theoretisch. Es kommt mir bekannt vor, das Bild. Wen ist denn das?
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Ein Amateur?
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Süß.
What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. What killed all these animals?
Oh.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Da ist doch was.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Cool.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Kombination in 3 Walzen. Dort, wo sich Leben und Studien in der Welt in Griechenlands vereinen. Das ist nummeriert. Die Ordnung ist die Lust der Vernunft oder die Unordnung ist die Wonne der Fantasie. Den Genie, ein Intellekt entsprechende Kombination für den safen Schlüssel, so bitte ich darum, dass Inhalt zur sicheren Aufbewahrung heute in der Miskatonic University übergeben wird. Okay. Mhm. Ganz ein Schlauer.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Anscheinend.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Riley, das ist die Stadt, in der Cthulhu schläft, die erbaut wurde. Ha, ich habe meine Hausaufgaben gemacht. Ja, doch nicht so doof. In 3 Zylindern. Tja, die erstmal finden. Sonst geht da gar nichts.
Arkham editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of them. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Ha.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion. Things are not looking good.
Könnte was dran sein. Solange ich das Spiel nicht zu Ende spielen muss.
Things are not looking good.
Ah ja, kann ich hier nachfüllen. Schön. Tja, gibt's wohl nichts mehr zu holen. Oh.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Ja, wenn das so ist. Wo Griechenland aufeinander trifft. Aber doch noch so eine. Na? Ha.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So, 3 dürfte Nummer 1 sein.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in dear friend. I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still... And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it.
The Queen has little
willing
protection.
to pay to know its secrets.
The Queen has little protection.
Natürlich nicht.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. The Queen has little protection.
Nochmal. So.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay.
The Queen has little protection.
Ah, Gral?
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Okay. Ist ein Riss drin. Ist das eine Zahl?
The Queen has little protection.
Das habe ich noch übersehen. Fuck.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Ja, schön. So. Suchen wir mal Band 9. Was ist denn das? Da oben.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Bringt uns gerade nicht viel. Verzwickt, verzwackt. Nope.
What did Drake say about this collection?
Okay, also irgendwie finde ich nichts. Okay, ich bin gerade ein bisschen auf verlorenem Posten. Ach, verdammt. Sollte doch nicht so schwer sein.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
War doch der.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Juhu. Ich muss übersehen. Wirklich? Nö. Das müsste es doch gewesen sein. Dachte ich mir. Wäre ein bisschen offensichtlich, wenn das jetzt funktioniert. Tja. So, ich stehe jetzt offiziell ein bisschen am Schlauch. Mythologie. Tja. Oh ja. Hallo Unbekannter Nummer 3. Tja.
The Queen has little protection. The Chalice of Knowledge.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Tja, jetzt bin ich gleich schlau wie vorher. Muss doch irgendwas mit dem Schachbrett auch auf sich haben.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Was ist da eigentlich eingraviert? Oder eingekratzt? Heute mal so viele Viewer, ich fühle mich geehrt. Und das, obwohl ich hier ziemlich bescheuert dastehe. Ach Gott. Moment. Neun. Weiße Königin beschützen. 3. Und auf dem Kelch.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Noch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spontaner Geistesblitz, bitte eile mir zur Hilfe. Ein. 3. Nee. Auch nicht. Gott. Ein. Oh. Okay. 9, 3, 5. Hammers. Necronomicon? Ach nee, nicht schon wieder. Der namenlosen Buchhandlung verfolgte Pierce die Spuren des versuchten Einbruchs. Bla bla bla. Öffnet Tresor, fand, was Dees und Sarah Hawkins drin aufbewahrt hatten. Ein Menschenhaut gebundenes Buch. Ja, das wäre was für einen Freund von mir. Lag im Tresor. Als es öffnet, wurde sein Geist in einen anderen Körper projiziert. Oh. Einen anderen Körper. Das Kapitel lädt aber ziemlich lang. geht ja was weiter. Schön. So, man darf gespannt sein. Ich freue mich wie ein Schnitzel. Oder auch nicht. Na?
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again?
Wundert mich
But there
nicht.
was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Sticky.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor, after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Tja, stark dehydriert. Schätz mal.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Moment mal. Ringe an den Fingerspitzen, weiche Knochen. Der wird doch nicht etwa in den Shambler mutieren.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the
Er wird ein
human species.
Tintenfisch.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
So, in
Your
Anführungsstrichen.
imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
Was ist noch am diplomatischsten?
His limbs? His body temperature? I don't know what experiments you've undertaken, but this is going too far.
Oh, I sense some excitement beneath your indignation. Could it be you wish to join me in my scientific endeavors?
You are a brilliant physician, Dr. Fuller, but this man... this... some kind of animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Na toll.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Oh. Irene Sanders? Hm. Na, das sieht nicht gut aus.
Mrs. Sanders?
Sieht leicht tot aus. Könnte mich täuschen.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back?
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
I'll just sleep a bit more.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney. What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here. Marie,
What are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Am I so obvious?
Ja.
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Me too, Ethan. Is that all?
Well, there might be something else. I'm not sure.
Tell me.
Oh,
I
God.
have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Dr. Colden.
Where did my fiancée go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I've done an exam. Deborah is looking after him.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
I saw him, yes. It's always the same thing. They bring them up, without any explanation, with a multitude of self-inflicted injuries. We take care of the wounds, and then they leave. Each time, I feel like I'm sending them back to hell.
Their affliction is not our responsibility. You cannot save everybody, Doctor.
This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him? In theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. Hay fever? What's he doing here? An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
Ach ja, Krankenhaus-Gossiping. Ah ja.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Ja, das arme Ding. Schauen, da war doch irgendwo der Schlüssel für den Heizungsraum. Das mache ich noch und später spiele ich dann weiter. Irgendwie ist mein Gehirn gerade vollgestopft.
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. The key to the boiler room.
Ja, warum kann ich ihn
Not where I
rausnehmen?
expected to find it.
So. Lecker, lecker.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Na, ob ich das essen würde. Sieht aus, als wäre schon mal raufgekommen. Hawking Swing. Okay. So. Block B. Da, da, da. Ja, wird das Klischee mit dem Apfel auch gleich bedient. Ein Apfel am Tag, der Doktor sicher mag. Ah ja.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden?
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Olle Gewitterziege.
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Tralala. Küche.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Hier. Storage. Müsste doch. Wo war das?
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
Boiler room. Perfekt.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Ach Gottchen, Mädel, ist mir Knödel. Werkzeug. Werkzeug? Nicht doch. Wo kriege ich jetzt ein Werkzeug her? Hier. Ah ja. Schraubenschlüssel.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Bathroom. Pharmacy.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Me.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right. I should go another way.
Conclusions, session number 17. Patient, Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos.
Why is Ethan on medication?
It goes without saying that these peculiar illusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Sorry für die Stille, gerade sehr konzentriert.
Irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Irgendwas.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It's fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Muss was sein, aber... Ah ja.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
Na, ist nicht wahr. Raus hier.
I must go back to the basement. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
So. Ich mache jetzt trotzdem mal Schluss und spiele dann morgen oder gegen Abend nochmal weiter. Jetzt definitiv einmal genug gespielt für heute. Also dann, Tschüssikowski.